Nothing but fishing thing.
You may recognise this place from previous vlogs. I've only ever fished it a couple of times. There's some beautiful fish in here. Little Shearwater. Somewhere that it's not too far from my house. It took about half an hour to get here this morning. And to my joy, when I got here, there's absolutely nobody else fishing on the lake. So I had a nice bit of time to walk around. I've done a whole lap of the lake, flicking in baits here and there. Not a lot showing, but being the winter, sure enough, in the snags they were holding up pretty much all the way along that far bank. A few bubbles coming up down the other end in the weedy areas. I flicked a few little free offerings on them, but within seconds the ducks were diving down in it. I just thought, I cannot be dealing with that this time. So without further ado, let's get some stuff set up, get some rods out, and hopefully have some of these beautiful carp. Someone asked me the other day to talk through my setup a little bit more. I can talk you through this one for this session. This is what I'm using on both rods. Starting off with a little lead. This is only about a 2-ounce one. Ideally I'd want a little bit lighter than that, but that's what I'm using. It's quite a dark sort of matted lead, so it's good for the bottom here because it's quite silty. And I've just got a buffer there for when I hook a fish, the choddy will slide down and buff up against that. It won't be in direct contact with the lead. And then just up from that, I'm using a quarter naked chod bead. I know this isn't a naked chod because I'm using a Fox leadless leader. Sinks really nicely, hugs the bottom. But these beads slide on quite nicely. They stay in place where you want them, but if a fish moves it, they do move quite easily. So that's not a problem. Then got my choddy, bit of putty just to hold it down. Do bend it a little bit. I will adjust a tiny bit before it goes out. And that'll sit like that. And I got another bead just up above it with a little bead that will slide off. If it does get snagged, the fish can come completely free of that, and it will eventually get rid of that, the rig as well. So that's the setup I'm using. Once again, this one's been clipped up to the far snag, just about 10 wraps this one. So let's get this rod out, hopefully nail some fish. At the lake for 3 hours now. When I first got here I had a look around looking for fish, and sure enough they're all in the far snags as I said. So I'm going to get some food on in a second, but I think I'm going to recast first just to make sure that my spots are dead on. The wind's been dragging my line all over the place, so I've had to reassess where I've got my rods position and everything, and just niggling in the back of my mind I've moved baits or something's not right out there. So before I get some food on, I can bring them both in. I've worked out how many wraps there are on each rod. So it should be a case of bring them in, clip them up, and get it right on the spot.
We're in.
Got it in. Happy days.
Result.
So the left hand rod, which I recast before lunch, I wasn't overly happy with it, went off. Like I said, a few beat on fishing locked out, so it beeped up to the top. And I struck it and just walked back, and I saw it splash right in the snag. So I got him out, and it fought like an absolute beast. And it is an absolutely pristine, ghosty common, and it's just golden, absolutely beautiful. The mouth is absolutely perfect on it, and the choddy was nailed, bottom lip, exactly where you'd want it to be. So I'm over the moon with this, and to think we're only a few hours into the session, he took out my other line, so I round them both in just to take care of the fish completely, and you'll see why, because honestly he's bristling up, because he's literally gone like a U now with all of his fins out. So hopefully he'll do that when I'm holding him, and he'll show you how beautiful he is. I am over. The tail is huge. I've just weighed it, and he's gone 14 pound. So it's a mid double. There we go. That is why I come to this place. All of his fins out. Look at the size of that tail. That's where he got all his power from. He just would not give up. There's a few leeches on him, obviously where they've been holding up in the winter a bit more dormant. But he went off, and the fight came in quite quickly after I got him out the snag. He came in quite quick. But let's get his dorsal back up. There we are. And then in the margin, he just would not give up, would you? What a stunning fish. I just can't get over the size of that tail. Hold him up the other side as well, just to show he is in absolutely pristine condition. Not a mark on him. There we go. Absolute stunner. That is why I come to Little Shearwater every now and then, for these gems. Let's get some pictures and slip you back. You gotta love it when a plan comes together, don't you? Being clinical with my casting and not being happy with a mediocre cast, kept on casting. I got it as tight as I could, and sure enough, it resulted in a bite, and the cholly did the work exactly how it was meant to. Like I said, with the bead, when I brought it in, that bead had slid all the way down to there, and on the buffer, down by the lead, did exactly what it was meant to. So I'm not going to change anything. The hook's still sharp. I've just clipped it back up to the 11.5 wraps. Just get it straight back out there. There's the money shot. Boom. We got another one. I moved the right rod from where I was casting. There's too many overhanging trees to get it tight enough, because I was just catching the branches, and I couldn't get it tight enough to the snags. So I decided to go against that position and cast over to the sunken tree to my right, where I've had a fish from before, and it'd been out. It couldn't have been any more than 5 minutes, and like I said, I'm fishing locked up, so they can't go anywhere. And I'm glad I've got these new back rests which clip onto the rod, because it beeped a few times. The rod started pulling off the rest and off the alarm, and here we have, probably just in his double figures, a perfect condition mirror carp, fish number 2, and it's only 2 o'clock, maybe just after. But happy days. Can't complain at that, can you? 2 fish within the space of an hour. Right rod's away again. Fish number 3. But there we go. Look at that. Dorsal up. There we go. What a stunning fish. Another one. All 3 fish have been real clean and beautiful looking. Big paddle on this one as well. And again, they sort of come in quite quickly across the lake, and then as soon as they get in close, they don't want to know. But once again, to a choddy pop up. Nailed in the bottom lip once again. Cannot complain. Thank you, mister. I'll try and get a couple pictures of you as well, and we'll slip it back. Here we go, fish number 4. I was starting to think it's been a while since I had a fish, and just about to put a bit more bait out on the right rod, and the left one went off this time. So struck and hold, brought it in, and it looked very similar, if not the same, to one I had last time, around the same size, because the dorsal's got a little dink out of it. So it looks very similar. So I may have caught this one before, but good to see it again. Little scales flicked off, so I'll have to put some stuff on it and on its mouth. But another one nailed on a choddy to a snag. Happy days. Fish number 5, right rod this time. The rods seem to be taking it in turns to go off. Another huge tail on it. These fish really do have big paddles on them. That's where they get all their strength and power from. So it's around 17, 17 and a half. I'm not going to get a really accurate one because it's all about how they look. And once again, another beautiful, clean fish. Slime in the eye, lovely. That's my biggest fish out of here. And if they keep on coming, I'm happy. Happy days. What a session so far. It's not even dark yet. I've got all the way until tomorrow lunchtime. Fish number 5, and it's 17.5 pound. Over the moon. Let's try and show you the other side quickly. Thank you, mister. Once again, like I said, on the right rod. Pink pop-up choddy into the snag. Got him out, came across quite easy, and then again fought in the margin. Anyway, you've seen him enough. I'm going to slip him back, get the rod back out, and hopefully have a few more. This is mad. I didn't have a rod in the water then, because I'm just getting the other rod ready to go back out, and fish number 6 went off on the left rod. So here we are. I've quickly got the other one back, the other rod back out. Show you this one. Light's starting to fade, so I've got the video light out, so I can't actually see a lot looking at the camera. But there we are, fish number 6. Probably about 8 pound common, but beautiful golden colours again. Really good condition. Well, you've seen it. He's a bit wriggly because he's been resting in the net. I'm going to stick him straight back, get that rod back out because the fish are having it. Unbelievably, I've barely been able to have 2 rods in the water at the moment. I've got fish number 7 and 8 in the net. Just put one rod back out. I wouldn't be surprised if it goes off again. No way. There's fish number 7. I'm panting because this is absolutely mad at the moment. Again, I'd say about 12 pound. Lovely mirror. Bit of a wriggly one. You've seen him. And then followed by fish number 8. Fish number 8. This is absolutely mad. It's one of those sessions where it all goes right. Brilliant. Cannot believe that. Let's get them back. Go on. And again. Number 9 in the net. Just gone 7 o'clock and left rod's gone off, and we've got fish number 9. It's another small mirror, nice scales on it. It's only got one peck fin. The one on this side, I'm gonna have to call this one Nemo. Look at that, Nemo. But another lovely fish. Other than that, lovely scales on it. It's probably one of the smaller ones of the day, around 8 pound I'd say. Come on, one more time, buddy. There we go. Let's get him back. What a mad session. I did not expect that to happen. When I come to Little Shearwater, I'd be happy with 1 or 2 fish. I really did not expect to have 9 on the first day before it even goes into night. So 9 fish. Actually, I haven't had a fish for about an hour and a half. which doesn't sound bad, but when it was going off like mad, that seems like a long time to not have a fish. But biggest was 17.5. Then I also had that 14-ish pound ghosty common at the start, and all the rest were relatively smaller, but all perfect condition and all on choddies, all fishing tight to the snag, same tactics the whole way through. And at one point I didn't have any rods in the water. I put one out, I was just about to get the other fish out of the water to film, and it went off again. It'd been out there less like minutes. It was absolutely mad at one point. So blinding session so far, and hopefully it will carry on throughout the night and into tomorrow. But if not, I'm not overly fussed. It's nice to have a bit of a break. Just managed to grab some food and a cup of tea without being disturbed by the rods. Getting the odd little beat, but I think there's a lot of floating weed going through, which is catching on the line. But yeah, it's absolutely mad. Hope you're enjoying it so far. I haven't really been able to do much general filming around the place. It's just been fish after fish, so can't complain. That's why I do the vlogs. So I'm going to try and get a bit of rest, but if it carries on like that through the night, I may not get too much sleep. So might get another cup of tea on soon, just a bit of caffeine and energy, and hopefully the rods will start going off again. Morning, it's 5:30. I brought the rods in about midnight because it started pouring with rain. I wanted to get a couple of hours kip after such a mad day, so I could get up nice and early and get the rods back out on the spots as soon as it starts to get light. Fish locked up again, hopefully we'll bag a few more. So let's get the tea on and get fishing. Recast this morning, back on the same spots, and nothing for about an hour and a half. I thought I'm going to recast, getting really tight to the spots once again, literally clipping the brambles as they go down. Sure enough, about 20 minutes later, we got another one on the bank. Another small mirror, not quite doubles. It's been resting in the net while I got the rod back out just to optimise my chances of catching another. But it's number 10, so I'm happy with that. Another perfect condition little mirror. Really dark on the top, lovely scales towards its tail. Just another real clean fish. So really happy with that. I've made it to double figures, and it's towards the end of March. So clocks change on Sunday, so well, 2 days time. Then we get a bit longer light. The weather will start warming up, but it's still quite cold. Last night got pretty chilly. But there we are. Result. It's getting back. Well, we've come to the end of the session. I've got about 10 minutes left until my ticket runs out. I'm going to try and eke it out a little bit longer than that probably. There's no one else around, so it's not like I'm encroaching on other people. Really want to get another fish. I know it's greedy, I've already had 10, but I really do feel like there's more fish to be had. I don't have time to stay much longer, but both casts were absolutely spot on the last time. The right one, I don't think I'd ever be able to repeat the cast I did on the last time I cast it. It slotted just between two branches and hit perfectly, and I just had a touch on it. But probably a liner. But absolutely mental session. Yesterday 9 fish, 1 this morning as well. If someone had said that that's how the session was going to go, I wouldn't have believed it, because I've always only had 1, maybe 2 fish from here. I didn't think it was going to kick off as much as it did, but hitting those spots accurately, and even if it took me 5 to 10 casts at a time to get it exactly where I wanted it, it didn't seem to matter because that's where the fish were. So I put a lot of effort into it and reaped the rewards. So over the moon with the tactics paying off. I'm now so much more confident in chods. With each session I use them. The baits are working, presentation, and my accuracy with casting has got better. So all round an absolutely brilliant session, beautiful place, and had it to myself the whole time. Kingfishers, herons, I saw deer last night under my head torch when I came out with bivvy. So it's just a beautiful place, and the fish were all spotless as well, so really good session. I hope it's gone across that well on camera. Yes, it was a bit mad, it was kind of just filming fish after fish. I didn't have a lot of time to talk through anything else, but I don't think I needed to. The fish did the talking for me. So cheers for watching. Like the video if you did, subscribe to me if you haven't already, add me on Facebook and Instagram, Nuffinbutfishing, and I'll see you again next time. Cheers.